Hello friends, welcome to JavaFx GUI tutorial. Now we are starting a new sub-series, and in this sub-series we will learn about slider control. In this first part we will display the slider control, and if you see, this is what called slider track, and this bubble is what called the slider thumb. So we can move this slider thumb towards right or left. Thereby we can generate values linearly. So when you move right side, the value will increase, and when you move left side, the value will decrease. And it also depends on how we set the value. Say for example, let's state all the values are set in a positive range, and here the value is 0 and here it is 1000. Then value will be produced within this range 0 to 1000. Slider control will help user to specify continuous range of numeric or number values. For example, adjusting the volume of sound player by moving a knob. So let's state that you are hearing some music and you are adjusting the slider thumb. So you will notice the sound will get increased linearly, or it will reduce in volume again linearly. So it depends on in what direction you are moving the knob. So below is the example for a slider control. As already told, this is what called slider track, and the slider knob will move on the slider track, and you can move the slider left or right. It depends on the orientation, and if your slider is aligned vertically, then you can move the knob up or down. So the orientation of the slider track decides in what direction the knob will move. A basic slider can have track and a slider knob. So track, and this is what called the track, and slider knob, this is the slider knob. So the slider can be set with a minimum and maximum values. Here for visual representation, minimum you can set here and maximum value you can set towards the right. Knob position will have a value between minimum and maximum. So usually the minimum will be towards the left and maximum will be towards the right, and the direction you move the knob will produce the value in terms of increment or in terms of decrement. But whatever value the knob produce, that will lie in between minimum and maximum. So that's why we say the slider will produce a range of value. User can increase and decrease the values continuously by moving the knob. Left and right arrow key performs block increment or decrement. Here left and right arrow key means in the keyboard, so you can use the keyboard left and right arrow key to make a jump. So it depends on the block increment. Say for example, if a block increment is 10, when you use the keyboard key, the value will get incremented or decremented in steps. So we call that as a block increment or block decrement. One can also click on the track directly to move the knob to required position. So for example, you can click here so that knob will directly move to that location, thereby producing the value for the present location. So in this case, the value will not get produced linearly. You will see a jump in the value. So for example, at this location, if value is 10, and when you click here, the slider will be positioned at this location, and you will be immediately seeing the value 70. If minimum is 0, maximum is 100, then approximately this location will produce a value of 70. That means value changes from 30 to 70 based on the track location, and so based on where you click on the track, the value will get increased abruptly. By setting required properties, one can display tick mark and labels, and we will see that in the next videos. So here, if you see, we are creating a flow pan, then we are setting the padding as well as horizontal and vertical gap. Then we retrieve controls for the flow pan. After that, we are setting the scene as well as a title for the stage. Then here we are creating the slider. Then we are setting minimum as 0 and maximum as 100 using the setMin and setMax functions. Then slider.setValue 35, that means we are locating the knob at location 35. So the value is in the range of 0 to 100, and we are deciding the initial position by setting the value. Here we are giving 35, so knob will be positioned at 35. Alright, so we are setting the block increment as 5. That means in the keyboard, if you use left or right arrow key, the slider knob will move in jumps. If you move left arrow key, the jump will be in the decrement side. That's all. We already have flow pan control, and we add our slider to the flow pan. Now let's go to the demo and see how it works. So here is our example. We will copy this. We'll do a refactor copy. So I'm naming it as a slider control example. We will remove all these. So in the start method, we will create our flow pan and we will show the stage. Next, we create the slider control and we add it to the flow pan. Flow pan is already part of the scene, so the slider will get added to the dialog box or to the stage. So here the slider is from JavaFx scene control. As already explained in the slide, we set all these property. Now we will build this. Here I am running it, and if you see, this is the slider control. This one is what called track. This is the knob. You can hold down your left mouse button on the knob, then you can move towards right or left, and the knob will move on the track. So at present I am located it at 50 means in the middle. So the value here is 0, and rightmost the value is 100. Since we located the knob in the middle, we can say it is approximately 50. Now if you see, I'm directly clicking on this track, and you can see the knob moved to the clicked location. Alright, now let's use the right arrow key, and you can see the knob will move in blocks. You see. Now I'm using the left key, so you can see the black here is 5, and if you increase it, so we have maximum of 100, right? And if I increase it as 20, just 5 hit is enough to move from 0 to 100. We will see that also. This time, instead of 35, I am giving it as 0. Let's build and run the file. So now I'm going to click the right arrow key 5 times. You can look at the location: 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. Similarly, when I use left arrow key, now the black increment is done in 20s. Alright, now let's set the initial value as 35 and black increment as 5, and we will continue from next video. Just now you saw the demo. Thank you for watching. Bye.